Member for Sinasina Yangon.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, this country's concern is that this government is mishandling so many important issues. We here in opposition don't know where to begin asking the questions on all those important things. One of them is the grey listing recently of our country. It's done irreparable damage to our international image apart from domestic, which we're getting used to anyway. I want to ask a number of questions concerning that to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister, you had, as the leader of the government, at least a minimum of 2 years of notice on the grounds of a potential grey listing. 2 years notice. And Mr. Speaker, Prime Minister and his government effectively didn't address it properly. So after so many warnings over a period of 2 years, we got grey listed. Number one question, can the Prime Minister now admit to the nation that he has failed the nation in avoiding the grey listing after having more than enough notice? That's number one. Number two, this has now become a matter of public concern. It's affecting every citizen, every corporation, every entity in this country now. It's no longer a private matter for the central bank or the government departments nor the cabinet. We are all impacted by this grey listing. Can the minister now publicly in the newspaper set out every single ground upon which the grey listing happened? Every single ground should be listed, so we all know as a nation what those grounds are. How did we end up there? Now this question, number two, is important to the next question, number three, which is this. Having set out those grounds, can he also in that same public notice set out his action plan? What are going to be the Prime Minister's corrective action to each and every one of those grounds? We need to know, because it's no longer an internal management issue for the government and its bankers, etc. anymore. It's now touching the ordinary Papua New Guineans. So we need to know how he plans to remove us from this grey listing. What are going to be his action plan in respect of each and every one of those grounds? Number three, what is the timetable for each and every one of those actions? By what time is he going to satisfy those international organizations responsible for the grey listing that adequate corrective actions have been taken, enough to eliminate that ground one by one until the last one is eliminated? So what is the timetable for each one of those grounds? Number five, Deputy Speaker, sorry. Can he also, in the same process and in that same notice, outline all the negative impacts on the affairs of this nation by the grey listing? In what areas of governance, of government, is there going to be an adverse negative impact? Take, for example, on Papua LNG, or on Wafi Golpu, or on the state's credit ratings, which is usually prepared by international ratings agencies like Standard & Poor's, Moody's, all those international rating agencies. How is this grey listing going to impact in their opinion, and that will affect our credit ratings and our ability to borrow money in the future? What is going to be the negative impact on the kina, which has been going through a series of devaluation and hasn't finished yet, continuing to spiral downwards? What is going to be the impact of this grey listing on the Kina, when it's already been going down for other causes, but now coupled with the grey listing, what additional negative impact will there be on the purchasing power of the Kina? Finally, number 6, all of these are serious enough to demonstrate, and can he admit, therefore, that this sort of thing is evidence of the government's incompetence in managing the affairs of this nation? Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
The Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I want to appreciate the questions by Member for Sinisene Yongumuk. It's an important and pertinent question in one of the major issues that is facing our country right now. But before I do that, let me also congratulate the Honourable James Lomane and the Honourable Kid Idu for their ascension into leadership on the other side of the House as the opposition leader and deputy opposition leader respectfully. Again, it just shows that the opposition is mature in nurturing the next generation leadership and not holding on to leadership on the other side. So I want to commend the ascension of our two brothers into leadership on the other side, and we don't mind questions of scrutiny from the other side. That is the reason why the Parliament exists, and questions like this is appropriate for us to make response and to inform our country appropriately. Mr. Deputy Speaker, this is not the first time our country has gone into grey listing. The last we got out of grey listing was 2015 or 2016, thereabouts. If you place your mind on the years 2015 or 2016, we had just come out of the commissioning of the production of PNG LNG. For a greater part of last decade, our country was placed under similar scrutiny. And so this is not the first time we've been brought to the scrutiny of PATAF. The early 2000s, when for the benefit of those who need to know why grey listing and as such, when the terrorists attacked the Twin Towers in the US, the entire global financial architecture had to review itself to make sure all economies and all countries in the financial systems are not financing terrorism. And so the entire globe, and more so emerging economies and developing countries, come under greater scrutiny than the first world nations who are targets of terrorists themselves. But nonetheless, that's another topic and another discussion. So since the early 2000s right up till today, our nation, like many nations, must be nations where financial systems do not proliferate terrorism financing, as well as lately the conversation on anti-money laundering that has emerged as one of the core focuses of FATF. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I want to say that in 2018, after we came out of the earlier grey listing in 2015 or 16, FATF went straight to work, and as early as 2018, recognized the need for us to work on this again. So the issuance for PNG's economy and PNG's financial sector to be responsive to FATF requirements came back to us in 2018. And I want to say this placement of us in grey listing in 2026 is consequential on work or no work since 2018. We were faced with the distraction of COVID-19 in 2020, and FATF understood that we were going through the recovery from COVID-19. So we, on the part of FATF and all of us, there was an understanding of a couple of years of extension to the requirements of FATF. But after we took office in 2022, our cabinet tasked DJEC, Department of Justice and Attorney General, to be have oversight over the entire work, to pull together multi-sector, multi-agency to come and have a look at the FATF work. And so, Mr. Minister, Minister Deputy